Okay, so in this video I'm going to show how to run the test in Visual Studio Code. So I'm interested in the test project here, which consists of a single problem. We need to write a line that prints out the phrase world. Okay, so to do that, we open Visual Studio Code like this. So we have the code here, and we want to eventually edit this file. So to run the test, we click on testing, then we take the project, click run, and that's how we run a test. And we can see that this test did not work. So if we're interested in why, we can see that it was because it failed to print out hello world, it only printed out hello. So let's try to fix that. So in order to do that, we go back to our list of code, open the file, print out the right result, save it, and now the test will pass. So that's basically how you run a test. Let's look at debugging and tests. So for that I'm going to look at the Taylor expansion problem. So I'm just going to find that. It's here, so we need to implement a function that implements this method. So that's what is given here. So let's try to run this code. We can just see that it doesn't work. So we failed to implement the right method. In order to do that, we open the file that failed, and this is inside exercise 2. And what we can then do is that we can insert a breakpoint and run the test in a debugger, and then it's going to stop at the breakpoint. Now I can go to the debug console and I can begin to examine what variables I've defined and work out how to start defining y. So in this case I need to implement this formula, so it would maybe be a good idea to say that y is x minus 1 plus minus 1 half times x minus 1 squared. So we just test that it works. Plus 1/3 times x minus 1 cubed. And in this case, y remains 0, but that's fine. That's the expected result in this case. It's the Taylor expansion doesn't quite work for x equal to 1. So now I can take this expression and just copy paste it in here. And I can remove this error. And then I can stop the debugger, go back to the tests, and rerun this test, and now it works. And I can rerun all the tests in this part of the suite, and they all work. So that indicates that I implemented the problem correctly. So obviously Visual Studio Code contains a lot of features for quickly navigating the code and so on. I'm not going to show it here, but that's all of that is potentially available. The point is that it's quite easy to evaluate the tests if that is what we want.